Hello and welcome to Atomic Radio Hour, episode 356. This is the 1,000 subscriber special. Hello, welcome, how are you? Whether this is your first episode, whether this is your last episode, or somewhere in the middle, thank you for joining us. And if you've been here, if you're the first subscriber, and if you're the most recent one, I want to say thank you for everything. I've got an episode planned for you today. I got this bad boy. Hopefully I don't get sepsis or some other sort of hoof and mouth type disease. This is the original Jones soda, the original berry lemonade sody pop. You can tell by the cap. It doesn't have a quantum cap. We're gonna lot of soda themed things going on lately. That's gonna be at the end of the program. I want to talk about some things before I talk about any of them. If you like this type of stuff, check out the Patreon link in the description below. Also, check out the Redbubble. Tons of fun things. I got the shirt on today. Wearing my own merch for my own show on my 1,000 subscriber special. Thank you for being here. I love you. There's some things we got to talk about. No more effing around. We got to talk about something huge. We got to talk about something massive. We got to talk about something I don't think a lot of people are going to really understand the weight of this one. Tim Cain is out of retirement. Boys and girls and everything in between. Follow creator, this is from Wario64 on Twitter. Follow creator Tim Cain has rejoined Xbox's Obsidian Entertainment as a full-time employee. He says, and I quote, "I can't talk about the project that I'm working on at Obsidian just because that's covered by NDA. Don't bother guessing. You're not going to guess right. I would probably say I'm a lot less retired now." And I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking, because I'm thinking the same thing. I really hope, if nothing else happens, it's something new that they think he could write really well. But I also really, really hope that maybe it's just a remake or a remaster or maybe even a modernization of Fallout 1 and 2. I want to shout out at that smart boy on Twitter, days until Fallout 1 and 2 get remastered. I have been following and talking with this person. I mean, we haven't talked in a hot minute, but, you know, this is a good person, a good guy. I'd be willing to wager. We've had a few conversations. Every time I see them post, I always make sure to like it. They are currently, as of the recording of this, on day 1,655 waiting on a Fallout 1 and 2 remaster. They've broken character a couple times. I hope that it's a modernization. I hope maybe they do something. I'm pretty sure the people who are doing Wasteland at this point are kind of under this umbrella as well. Even if it's updated in that capacity, use the same facial animation, the clay that's there. Use that. But make it so the game's a little easier to play. Fallout 1 is a very hard game to play. I've never beaten Fallout 1. I've never beaten Fallout 2. I've played more Fallout 1 than I have Fallout 2, but I like the aesthetic a little bit more of Fallout 1. If they made it easier to play, like there's the Doom VZ or VZ Doom, I never remember how it's actually said, mod that's coming out or is about to be out. It's called like the Bakersfield mod, if I'm remembering correctly. Sorry if I'm not up to date on this, but that would make the game tremendously more easy to play. And in a situation like this where you have somebody coming back, I mean, the check's got to be big. You know what I mean? If a guy's coming out of retirement, it's always one last job. You always pull me right back in. Like I would love for this to be Obsidian has now gotten the rights to Fallout New Vegas 2, or they've gotten the rights to a game in some capacity, and they've hired or brought on the father, not even the Godfather, but the father of Fallout. They've brought in Tim Cain back in to get him to be a part of this, the writing of it in some capacity. There was the interview. I could be wrong, but I believe it's the interview with TKS Mantis. And if it's not there, he said it on his Cain on Games, his YouTube channel. Timothy Cain, on YouTube, that he said he had written an idea for a Fallout game because he wants to see if it shows up, and he's not going to say what it is because he wants to see if it just gets made organically. This could be one of those situations where he has the opportunity to make this game. I really hope this is what it is. The Game Awards were the other day. We didn't get Half-Life 3. We got a John Carpenter game that looks really interesting, and a Badger game that looks neat, and a couple other fun things. A new Star Wars game that looks really neat, which is a newer version of an old, whatever. People have been asking Todd Howard in interviews for the Fallout show, which is what we're talking about next. Why is there not another Fallout? Are we expecting a Fallout remake remaster? The one interviewer, I believe he was for IGN, brought up, like, a lot of people were in that chat room going, where's the New Vegas remake remaster? Where's the Fallout 3 remake remaster? And Todd has said that they're working on things for Fallout. Now, is that merch? Is that a show? Is that the fact that Obsidian, a company... Now, mind you, everybody who worked on New Vegas, if I remember correctly, almost all of them don't work at Obsidian anymore. They've moved on to other things. But... if this, I want to believe, man, just, I want to believe. I want to believe that this is Fallout's dad came back, and it's not like he left to get cigarettes and never came back. He's back. He's back. And it's that 6 degrees of separation. He's here. And it's so close. I feel like I can taste something. That being said, Fallout 3 remake remaster next year at the earliest, Elder Scrolls 6 in 28-29, Fallout 5 in 37. That's kind of my running theory right now. We will not see Fallout 5 until the end of the 30s. If we get it before that, well, it was a 2011 to 2015 for Skyrim to 4. Yeah, I'll stick with that. There and those games are bigger by scale by each one. 27, 28, 29 for Elder Scrolls 6. 36, 37 for Fallout 5. I'm sticking by it. But I'm hoping something like this is a smaller offshoot game. Tim Cain is back at Obsidian. Next up, I want to talk about the show. And I think I spoke about this a little bit last time we had a nice little conversation like this. And that is that they keep doing the promotional stuff of the house always wins. And then as per IGN on Twitter, the creators of the Fallout TV show have confirmed season 2 avoids making any New Vegas ending canon by taking what they call the fog of war approach. And I think this is bad. The show is not out. As of the recording this, it is 12/12/25. And at this point, the show is not out. But I honestly think this is bad to not say this is what happened. Because then why go back? The point, in my opinion, of Fallout is to see the effects that my character, your character, our characters, our companions, the parasocial friends we make, to see what they think, what they do. I think not choosing a winner is silly. Genuinely silly. I think the idea of no one remembers. One person says it's one side. One person says it's another side. Fallout 3 has something like that. I remember in the strategy guide. Now, the strategy guide is highly contested on whether or not it actually is canon. Personally, I consider it canon because it is an official piece of text for the games. It's the same thing as All Roads. Like, I consider All Roads canon even though it's a comic book and not a video game, because it's an official piece of text. I'm assuming it's been gone over. And at the end of the Fallout 3 official game guide, they talk about how nobody in the Capital Wasteland can remember if the Lone Wanderer is a good guy or a bad guy. But by 2299, they have left the Wastes. They have left DC and gone elsewhere. And that to me is fine. That to me doesn't matter. I like the idea of the Courier. I hope somebody talks about the Courier, because we're going to hopefully, we're seeing Novak. Let's just, before I get speculative, we're going to see Novak. And Novak, if you take out the ghouls at RepCon, one thing happens. If you don't take out the ghouls, another thing happens. If Caesar does one thing, something else happens. it's one of those things where they've made a decision. And spoiler alert, if you're not watching trailers, it seems like the Great Khans have taken over Novak. And if the Great Khans have taken over Novak, one of the endings of the Khan questline is that Papa Khan goes, yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe we do hightail it back to California. Maybe we leave and we regrow from where our stomping grounds originally are. So by having the Khans still being in Nevada, still being in Novak, you've picked an ending. I think this is a lot of, I think this fog of war approach, I think the house always wins merchandise that they've been selling. I think a lot of this is misdirection. Personally, I get, but again, I think not choosing a person who wins is kind of silly. In Fallout 4, you can talk to people who talk about DC, and they say, I've heard in DC you can drink the water. So obviously the Brotherhood won. Also, the Brotherhood obviously won because they show up in 4 in full force. The Brotherhood in 4 is a long ways away from Lion's Pride in Fallout 3. So we obviously have something here. We obviously have something that has changed. Why can't we do that for the show? And again, I think they're going to. I think they kind of have to. I'm also betting on Goros being the mysterious shrouded figure. But I think it's silly to not choose, so why not choose? The point of these worlds is to make decisions. The point of these worlds are to have an impact. Why take away I think that's more... I talked to a guy at the Fallout Fan Festival in line waiting to get on the bus one of the days, and he was saying, I hope they never bring up the courier. And it kind of like sat with me, because why not? That's a character I've played hours and hours and hours and hours of. That's like saying, give me a Batman movie. Don't show me Batman, because my idea of Batman is so set in my head. Show me a courier. Give me a courier. Also, maybe because I read comics, I just kind of look at everything as like it's its own universe, where there is a universe where the courier sides with Kaisar. There is a universe where the courier sides with NCR. There is a universe where the courier goes with Yes Man and does an independent Vegas and just has it where it's independent and they don't take anybody but the boomers, or it's independent, they don't take anybody but the boomers and activate Archimedes, or they don't take anybody and just go into it with nothing. They don't have any companions. All of these things are possibilities. So why not give us a possibility? And if you don't like it, fine. You don't have to like it. That's not the point of it. I mean, the point of it for them, because capitalism and it's evil and whatever, is there has to be an ending. But for something like this, maybe this is just one telling. Maybe that's one of the constrictions of having a Fallout TV show, is that you have to go this one route. You can't expand upon it. You can't go, hey, what about this? What about that? What about this stuff like this over here that way? You have to go this way. If it was a book, you can say, this is what happens if the courier goes this way. This is what happens if the courier goes this way. This is what happens if the courier goes that way. Now, for some fun, because we're talking about this, I want to speculate a little bit about something. Aaron Paul is going to play Boone. I have zero, and I mean absolutely zero way to prove this. This is a speculation. Aaron Paul was at the Fallout New Vegas launch party in 2010. If I remember correctly, which I do because I just Googled it, Breaking Bad aired in 2008 and finished airing in 2013. That means 2010 is the height of the popularity. So Aaron Paul gets invited to the New Vegas launch party because Breaking Bad is the biggest show on television since The Sopranos and MASH, right? But he's at the premiere, and I'll put a picture on screen, a Getty image, if you will. I can see him playing Boone, and I want to see him play Boone because spoilers for Breaking Bad, if you haven't seen it, even though it's like 15 years old at this point, if not older, I want to see Boone cry over Carla the way he cried over Jane. And yes, morbid, I know, wow. But I know that he's an actor that has the emotional capability to do so. And I think he can. And I'd really, really, really love to see it happen. Because he's a good actor. Not that I'm like, I need to see this man cry. The show comes out, today's the 12th, the 17th. Kyle and I, which I got to message him again, Kyle and I want to bring back Vault Boys. We want to talk about it as it comes out every week. I will not lie to you, one of those weeks there might be a gap. We might talk about 2 episodes in one. We're going to figure it out. When it's a show like that, I don't get crazy about the schedule because it's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be me and my friend hanging out. So Kyle and I will speculate on what's happening. We're going to talk about what's happening. I'd like to record them after the episodes come out. One of them is on Christmas Eve, and I usually do a pretty big Christmas Eve party, so we might get to recording that on Christmas or something, but everything will come out when everything needs to come out. All that to be said, I really want to see Aaron Paul play Boone. I think Aaron Paul playing Boone would be fantastic. I think he could do it. And I want to know what his thoughts are. Like, I want to know if so when we see the cons in Novak, that's what made me scared about, are we actually going to see Boone? Because you see the cons in Novak during that clip from the trailer, from the leak stuff, from the teaser trailer. And my first thought is, what happened to my boy Boone? What happened to Manny Vargas? Manny Vargas is an ex-con. He's an ex-con who went with the NCR, didn't really fit in, missed being a con, and left. But you have a guy like Boone who hates the great cons because of Bitter Springs. And now the cons have taken over Novak. What happened to my boy? What happened to him? Is he safe? Does he find a happy ending? Does he find the proverbial gold at the end of the rainbow? I saw it and my mind went in every direction. I can't wait for this show. Let me know what you're thinking about it. Let me know who you want to see in the Fallout show coming out December 17th. I would love to hear from you. Comments, you know what to do. It's YouTube. Oh, and also, just while we're getting off of this, Macaulay Culkin is playing a character. He's in a bunch of promotional stuff at this point. IGN, this is a tweet from IGN, quote, "I knew what I was walking into, Macaulay Culkin, on joining Fallout on Season 2, learning the lore from watching YouTube videos. There is the law of big numbers. There is a 0% chance, or I'm sorry, there's a non-zero % chance that Macaulay Culkin has watched an episode or at least a lore video from Atomic Radio Hour." That's so cool to me. I didn't grow up with watching Home Alone or anything, but I like Macaulay Culkin as a person. I used to listen to his podcast, Bunny Ears. The idea that someone in the show, there's even a possibility of him being like, yes, this, I probably had a beard or something stupid. I changed my facial hair constantly. I changed my facial hair and my underwear at the same exact rate. This silly man with silly facial hair making silly noises. There's a chance. There's a chance. And I think that's pretty neat. Before I get any deeper into today's program, I really want to do the lore, but I have to talk about the Patreon. Because the Patreon, the show continues to grow and get bigger and better. This was supposed to be, I'll keep it a buck, this was supposed to be a free live episode. I really wanted to make the 1,000 subscriber special a free live episode. I got hit with the boogans. I got hit with just every tech issue I could think of, short of something breaking. Knock on perforated pressed wood. But I because of them, and I'd like to thank them real quick. So starting at the top, I have to thank the OG Noah. Thank you, Noah. After Noah, I have to thank Mellow Milhouse. Thank you to Mellow Milhouse. After Mellow Milhouse, I have to thank Danish Hound Dog. Thank you to Danish Hound Dog. After Danish Hound Dog, I have to thank Brotherhood Outcast. Thank you to Brotherhood Outcast. And last, but certainly not least, I have to thank Willy DuWitt. Thank you to Willy DuWitt. Because of you guys, the show continues to grow and get bigger and better. You listen, you care. I appreciate you. I love you very much. But let's get into this week's lore. So for this week's lore, I wanted to talk about something that I don't think I've ever spoken about before. And if I have, this is a newer version of it. Something that's integral to the Fallout universe. I had an idea for something else, and I'm pretty sure I had already done it. And then I thought about it, and I thought, you know what, I want to do this. And because this was a special one, I chose. This week's episode 356, I would like to talk about, for the 1,000 subscriber special, I would like to talk about the Garden of Eden creation kit, or the GECK, from the Fallout series. The GECK is a terraforming device created by Future Tech, a secret branch subsidiary of Vault Tech. The GECK is a survival tool that looks to be about the size of a briefcase. It's shown up a couple times throughout the games, and I'm going to get to what it looks like in all the other games towards the end. But the skinny of it is it's a suitcase. And inside the suitcase, it has different powers, different abilities is better than the word powers, but it has the ability to terraform things, to make the world a better place, to make things better once more. And it's, a 3 by 2 by 9, 2 feet, 3 feet by 9 inches. It's very, very tiny, and it's the silver briefcase. Now, Vault-Tec owning most of the world and owning a bunch of secret companies underneath it were working on other devices. Remember, the main goal of Vault-Tec was to make sure the Enclave could get off of the planet, get out of the atmosphere, off the planet, and onto another planet or the moon to colonize it. That's the main goal. One of Future Tech's positions as a subsidiary of Vault-Tec was to investigate top secret and alien technology, and in the year 2077, it was headed up by Dr. Stanislaus Braun. The Gek itself was solely developed by Dr. Stanislaus Braun, a character who's very old and you can meet in Fallout 3. When you meet him in Vault 112, where they're running experiments, doing the Tranquility Lane, augmented reality, metaverse, you're deep inside, you're in a simulation tank. That's when you can meet him. You can see him inside of his pod, and he comes out. You talk to him, and he also plays the little girl inside of Tranquility Lane. Now, inside of Vault 94, you can't say I never give you lore from Fallout 76. In Vault 94, there's an introduction to the Gek, and I'm going to read it verbatim. I get all of my lore off of fallout.fandom.com, the Wikipedia, if you would. I love these games. I've played these games, but every now and again, I want to make sure that I'm right, and I have things like this so I can check. Introduction to the Gek, the Garden of Eden Creation Kit, Gek, is Vault-Tec's newest and most advanced survival technology. Developed by Dr. Stanislaus Braun, director of Vault-Tec's Societal Preservation Program, the Gek is a fully self-contained terraforming module capable of creating and sustaining life even amid the desolate nuclear wasteland. The Gek includes a cold fusion power generator rated to last at least 1,000 years, matter energy replicators, water purifiers, atmospheric chemical stabilizers, and seed and soil supplements. Even in the event of total global annihilation, a properly functioning Gek will create an earthly paradise. The idea of a Gek goes so far back to the Fallout Bible. In the Fallout Bible 6, I'm paraphrasing the way this is said there, but the seeds inside are a great idea, but in reality, there's no real way to tell what actually the soil or the world is going to be like in the Fallout universe. So all these things are there, and they're great for preserving what mankind has got up to this point, but they don't really know what's going to happen. And again, from the Fallout Bible, it would have the capabilities to fertilize colonies on the moon. The Enclave, the secret government that was controlling the US, was made so they could further the advancement of what they believed was right. Make a secret society, get us off the planet, and we even House talks about it. House talks about how under his rule, within X amount of years, there could be space travel again if everyone just shut up and listened to Robert Edwin House from the Lucky 38. Now, inside the instruction manual for Fallout 1, there's an advertisement for the Gek, and I'm going to read it for you verbatim. It's going to be on screen in just a second. I'd also like to point out that when they were writing Fallout 2, the Gek showed up in it because of this. I don't remember if I saw this on Tim Kane's channel or the interview that Tim Kane did with TKS Mantis, but I remember him saying in the Fallout handbook for the first game, there's a Garden of Eden Creation Kit ad with the Vault Boy holding the Gek. And this is a thing that was like a throwaway, just fun world building filler, whatever. And they put it into Fallout 2. And I'm going to read it for you right now. When the all clear sounds on your radio, you don't want to be caught without the Garden of Eden Creation Kit. The kit includes Base Replicator Unit, replicates food and basic items needed for building your new world. Just add water. Powered by cold fusion. Holodisk Reader with Library includes selections of the Library of Congress, complete set of encyclopedias, and other life-saving information contained on 460 handy holodisks, and a miniature pen flashlight. There's a condensed version available for 3 handy holodisks, and the pen light is not suitable for children under the age of 3. A different toy is available for younger children. 4 out of 5 nuclear scientists recommend the Garden of Eden Creation Kit over the leading survival kits. This is a thing that was put here that people didn't think was going to be a big deal, and then lo and behold, Fallout 2, it's the MacGuffin, it's the plot device. The kit itself is what's so neat about it is it's a green piece of technology. You use every piece of the animal, every part of the animal, every bit of the buffalo is used when you activate a Gek. The Gek itself is supposed to break down and become part of the buildings around you, so you can use every part of it to become the structures around it. In Fallout 2, if you go speak to Randall, who is Vault City's chief amenities officer, you can ask him about the Gek and see if there's another one. Randall will say, "Hate to break it to you, friend, but we don't have ours anymore. Used it up to make Vault City. Poof. All gone." If a vault was supposed to get a Gek, it was supposed to get 2 Geks. Now, Vault 8 only got 1 Gek and then got all of Vault 13's extra water chips. Vault 13 got 2 Geks, but they didn't have any water chips, thus putting you into the game. But Vault 8, which later becomes Vault City, they got 1 Gek and a surplus of water chips. Now, Fallout 3 does something with the Gek, and I think it's just flavor text. I think it's just what it's supposed to be, but I think it's more flavor text for what actually happens. If you go to activate the Gek after getting it at Vault 87 at some point in time, the text on screen will say, "The Gek will collapse all matter within its given radius and recombine it to form a living, breathing, fertile, virgin landscape and allow life to begin anew." It creates a Garden of Eden. It creates perfect. And I have a feeling, this is being recorded before the show comes out, I have a feeling, season 2 of the show comes out, I have a feeling, at some point in time, a Gek will show up. And I really think they're going to play on the idea of, we have something perfect, let's ruin it. Because that's what I get from that flavor text, is here is your real shot. Here's a real shot to make the world work the way it should. Here is our chance to grow and begin again. But will we succumb to the greed that always consumes us? I want to talk about the way the Gek looks from game to game. In Fallout 2, the denizens of Arroyo, they refer to it as the Holy Gek, and there will be a picture of it on screen. It's just a black suitcase. It's nothing more than a black suitcase. It is just a black suitcase that says Gek on it. In Fallout 3, it's a little more, you see a little more of it, and it's shown as a suitcase, the inside of it. It's not so much the outside of it, but the inside of it, with all its gizmos and levers and doodads and what have you. And then in Fallout 76, where it appears again, you can see it a little bit more. It just seems like an updated version of the one from Fallout 3, really. The Gek was supposed to appear in the canceled Fallout Tactics 2, and a modified prototype Gek was supposed to appear in Fallout Brotherhood of Steel 2. It's a piece of lore. Oh, also, I feel like I have to say, there is the modding tool called the Gek that was for modding Bethesda games, at least for 3 in New Vegas. I remember downloading the Gek. I wanted to make a companion mod of my one friend that every time you shot him, it sounded like you shot metal, and he had a combat shotgun that shot grenades. That was the thing I tried to make. Never really got far on it. Only spent about 20 minutes in it and then gave up. It's a piece of lore that I'm happy has shown up. And I kind of wish that they would have done with the Gek I wish they would have done with the Brotherhood what they've been doing with the Gek. I wish they would have it a little more sparingly. Maybe mention it, show it off, talk about it a little bit, but it's not a thing that has to be there. And if it is there, like New Vegas doesn't mention the Gek, 4 doesn't mention the Gek, 3 does, 76 does. 76 I think makes a little more sense to talk about the Gek even in a small capacity, because there's more things to expand upon the world for 76. And if they're going to talk about West Tech and Vault Tech and all these other things that are there, sure, talk about the Gek. But let's exclude 76. 8's 2 and 3. And that's really it. And I hope you've enjoyed this, because that has been this week's lore. Hey everybody, welcome to segment 3. This has been very soda heavy, the show lately. And I'm not much of a soda drinking feller, but right next to me, I got to show you something. These finally hit Costco outside the East Coast. Let me just pull this bad bitch in a screen. I finally got my hands on the Jones Soda Vault Tech supply pack from Jones that they were selling exclusively at Costco. Now I have it. We're going to open it together. Doing this with one hand. And what do you know? It looks like soda. Inside these, I haven't seen these yet, but inside these come with little Vault Tech bags, which, trust me, I will get use out of these. There is a bottle cap opener and some bottle caps inside. So let's see if there's even a chance of me getting a Blue Star bottle cap out of this one. So this is really dope. This is the bottle cap opener. I have actually these boxes. I have 2 of them because when I saw it at Costco, I was like, oh, I'm getting 2. And if I go back to Costco and there's more, I might get 2 more. It's just a Vault Tech bottle cap opener. It's magnetic. It's only for a twist off, but still, I have a Nuka-Cola one that's exactly like this and is a twist off and a pry off. And it's magnetic, so I keep the Nuka-Cola one on my fridge. Okay, I didn't get a Blue Star. Immediately I can tell. Here's the Sunset Sarsaparilla one. You've seen these a million times. The Quantum one rips. The Jones Nuka-Cola Quantum one. I have not had a Nuka-Cola Quantum. This is actually my first Nuka-Cola Quantum I've ever had from Jones. I have the original one from... Oh, goodness gracious. I'm going to be drinking this in a second. I don't remember the year. This was to promote Fallout 4, I believe? This says it was good until 2024. All right, so it's almost 26. We're good. Don't worry about it. I'm all right. You're good. We're good. We're all good. And what I think is, honestly, it's not my favorite, but it's still pretty good. This is the grape. There was a leaked picture of Quartz, Nuka Cherry, and Nuka Orange by Jones. Who knows if those were real, but I remember that right before I went to the Fallout Fan Fest. Here's grape. I've talked about these sodas far too much lately. I love the sound of glass clinking together. Here's the new bottle of Quantum. Everything is the same, as far as I can tell, except for the cap. The cap is that new Quantum, that really good purple Quantum. And for probably my favorite soda ever, a Sunset Sarsaparilla. I actually have a friend who I've been telling I'm going to give him one of these because he's a big New Vegas guy. And you can't see whether or not the Blue Star is in there. I'm very happy to have these and you know, everything that came with it, little Vault Tech dust bag and what have you. I'm very happy to have this as a part of my collection. I'm probably going to wind up cutting out the face of this box and using it as some sort of a backdrop for my Nuka-Cola section on the Fallout shelf, which I'm working on a new setup. So that'll be coming out soon. You'll be seeing some photos or me in front of it or something soon. These will get a lot of use in my home. And I'm doing a big thing for Christmas, so I might be handing these out to my friends. And now, to close the show, something I've been saying I'm going to do for a while. This is the original run of Nuka-Cola Quantum. I actually got this at a convention a few years ago in a mystery Fallout box. This is the only thing I wanted in there. I got a bunch of other stuff that I've been meaning to actually give away. Paid $60 for that box, and this is the thing I wanted the most because the guy kind of told me what was in it. This one and this one. They look very similar, but they're not. There's little things about it. One of those things being the bottle cap. This one's purple. The original one was just a black Jones soda. The other, there's, you know, small stuff. The labels are kind of the same, but not really. It says this is berry lemonade. There's little tweaks, little things about it. This one's expiration date is in 2027. This one's in 2024. Like I said, I've never had a Jones soda Nuka-Cola Quantum. I've only had Grape Victory, which I still have 3 things of victory. I do have a Nuka-Cola Quantum. I'm just seeing it now. I totally forgot about it. I never opened it because it was a part of my display along with this one. But this one is getting opened. This one, I said I was going to drink it when I hit 1,000 subs. I want to do it on a live stream, but part of the everything else going on with my tech difficulties, I don't know if I was going to be able to do it on a live stream, so I'll do it here for you right here, right now. This is my Nuka-Cola bottle cap opener. I don't remember how I got this, but I have this Nuka-Cola cap. Other side is twist off and pop off. I don't know if this is a twist off or not, so we're going to find out together. Turns out it was a twist off, which means if it's a twist off, I found out you can twist them back on and reseal it. This is a soda from 2015. Oh my God, is it medicinal? Ooh, that smells like childhood. I love lemonade. I should say that right here, right now. I love lemonade. There's no strontium 90 in this. Shame. Bummer even. But I love that smell. That smell reminds me of a drink I had when I was but a boy. Well, it's opened. Let's get her on ice on a nice frosty mug and see how we feel. First off, electric. This is going to get green screened out. That's so funny. It's such an electric blue color. It's exactly what I would think Nuka-Cola Quantum would look like. Fantastic job on the coloring on this. It is probably green screened out. This is a soda from 10 years ago. To you, I want to thank you for 1,000 subscribers. Here's to 1,000 more. I love you. Thank you for subscribing. I can't explain to you how much it means to me to do this show. I know the uploads have been kind of slower this year, and I apologize, but I want to thank you for sticking by me. And I want to say that I love you very, very much. The show has been through a lot. It's done a lot of changes. It's been made in a lot of different places in a lot of different ways, and none of it could have been possible without you watching. One of the first people to ever say they like the show, the first person to ever subscribe that had a name attached to them, was a young woman from London, or the UK, I should say, named Hannah. I think about those first few interactions a lot, and where we started and where we are now. And I can't thank you enough. So this Nuka-Cola Quantum is to all of you at home. I love you very, very much. Wow. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. I don't know how I would describe that. One serving size, the bottle itself is a serving size, 140 calories, 0 total fats, 35 milligrams of sodium, 33 grams of total carbohydrates, 33 total sugars, and includes 33 grams of added sugars for 66% of your daily intake. 0 protein. Ingredients are carbonated water, inverted cane sugar, citric acid, natural flavors, modified food starch, sodium benzoate, and potassium sorbate as a preservative. Ester gum and blue, number 1. I think the flavor I most closely associate this with is a melted bomb pop. I don't know if they have them outside of the U.S. because they feel very patriotic. The red, white, and blue popsicles. Or popsicles, I think, outside of the States? I'd assume so. It has a very faint hint of that. I want to know how much of the flavor has changed because it's 10 years old. Because that's kind of my mindset for... This is kind of my mindset for what a Nuka-Cola Quantum would taste like now. I think Nuka-Cola in general tastes more like Dr. Pepper, but also there was a fan recipe back in the day for Nuka-Cola. That was Coca-Cola, cream soda, and Mountain Dew, which I know I've talked about before, but in my mind, that's what Nuka-Cola tastes like. But I think it tastes closer to Dr. Pepper than Coca-Cola. But this is what I imagine a Nuka-Cola Quantum to taste like. This next sip, this next chug-a-lug to my girl Sarah Petrovita. I don't like carbonation. And this isn't flat. Actually, you know what we should do? To get the full Fallout effect, I'm going to take a sip out of the bottle. I didn't refrigerate this. Yeah, I wonder how much of the carbonation... It's there, obviously, but it's not overwhelming. I wonder how much of it is lost because of the soda's age. Unopened soda, according to Google, an unopened soda in a plastic bottle gradually loses carbonation, becoming noticeably flatter over months or even a year past its best by date, with factors like heat accelerating its loss. It's carbonated. But I like that it's not crazy carbonated. And the expiration date for this one, February 9th of 2024. So, well over a year. I hope I don't get sepsis. Or like rot gut. Or the West Nile virus. Or COVID-2. Or the yips. Oh, I'm going to lose it if I get the yips. It's a fun flavor. Not going to sit here and lie to you, but it is a 10-year-old soda. I prefer soda flat. This isn't flat, but I feel like a lot of that carbonation gets taken out when I put a soda pop on ice. And that's what I like about this. I like this quite a bit. I can't wait to try a Nuka-Cola Quantum out the box that I got here and see how the tastes compare. I think if nothing else, this has made me feel a tad bit sad for Sarah Petrovita. She'll never know. She'll never know what a real Nuka-Cola tastes like. Because I can only imagine all the Nuka-Cola at Nuka World is flat, syrupy, got bloat flies in it. What a shame. What a shame. But hey, that's this week's episode. Episode 356, the 1,000 subscriber special. I love you all very, very much, and I want to thank you from the depths of my loins for being here. It means a lot. It means a whole hell of a lot. What started off as two friends in a bedroom is now one fella in a spare room. And we keep trucking. That sounds sadder than it actually is, and it's not. I'm actually very proud of the show. I'm very proud of what I've done over these past 7 years. Soon to be 8. I love you all very, very much, and I can't thank you enough for being here. The intro music that should be playing as I say all this is Feather Duster by the one and only Shane Ivers. You can get this song, Feather Duster, at his website, silvermansounds.com/free music. You can hear all of his free heaters, but this song is called Feather Duster. Link in the description below to the Patreon. I want to thank the Patreon again. Thank you guys. I love you. Thank you for being here. I also want to shout out the Redbubble where you can get a design like the shirt I'm currently wearing. It's the logo. Check it out. Support the show if you are able. And I want to also thank everybody everywhere who I love and care for deeply. No, I want to thank everybody, and I would like to say go check out my Twitter, Kyle's Twitter, the show's Twitter, link in the description to the Discord as well. I love you guys. To this 1,000, to the next 1,000, to 10,000 more, I love you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for spending some part of your day with me. It's meant a whole hell of a lot. I want to thank Kyle, who's been helping me since the beginning, who's believed in the show since the beginning. I really think without Kyle, there would be no show. Kyle understands fandom in such a way, and it means so much to me that he's willing to be a part of this with me. Because the conversations he and I have would happen whether or not the show existed. And it means the world to me that I still have some forum to speak to my friend about things that we love, be it in public or private. I want to thank everybody we've ever had on as a guest. There's a whole list. Mrs. E, White Collar, TKS Mantis, the Fallout Roundtable guys, Ken Vighue. I want to thank all these people from the depths of my soul. And I really think the person who I have to thank the most is the old co-host Olive. I don't think she'll see this, but if she does, by some happenstance, thank you for everything. The show would not exist without you. I barely knew how to turn on my computer, let alone edit video, until we did this. And I hope you're well. And I love you, and I love everyone who watches, and I want to just thank everybody again. I love you guys. I really do. And I'm so happy to be a part of this community and a part of this fandom. I love you. I do. Okay, thank you. Be safe. Be well to one another. Say no to drugs. I love you very much. Bye, everybody. Be safe.
Atomic Radio Hour Podcast.
A Ghoulman Entertainment production.